I looked outside the window. The skyline was exactly like the one I had seen in my dreams. At that moment, tears filled my eyes. So, hi everyone. Today's success story title is How Letting Go of Fear Opened the Door to the Career and Financial Breakthrough I Had Been Praying For. So, the writer says, there was a time when every conversation in my home revolved around one thing: survival. Money had become the center of our lives, not because we wanted it to be, but because we had no choice. Every month felt uncertain. Every bill created anxiety. Every decision about the future ended in silence because neither of us knew what the right answer was anymore. My partner owned a business, and for a long time, we believed that if we worked hard enough, things would eventually improve. But instead of getting better, the situation kept getting worse. Customers became fewer, expenses continued increasing. Every day brought another problem that needed solving. Watching someone you love slowly lose hope is one of the hardest experiences in life. I could see the stress on my partner's face. I could feel it in our conversations. Even our daughter could sense that something wasn't right. Although we tried protecting her from our worries, children notice everything. I wasn't doing physically well. I was dealing with health issues that left me exhausted. Some mornings I woke up already tired. Other days I found myself crying without fully understanding why. I felt as though life had become one long struggle. The worst part wasn't even the financial pressure. It was constant fear. Fear that things would never improve. Fear that we would lose everything we had worked so hard to build. Fear that this difficult chapter would become our permanent reality. I remember lying awake one night thinking, there has to be another way. That same night, I had one of the most vivid dreams of our life. I saw a beautiful skyline. The sun was shining. People were walking peacefully. I wasn't stressed. I wasn't worried about money. I was smiling. As I looked around, I somehow knew exactly where I was: Dubai. The dream felt incredibly real. I had visited Dubai several times over the years, and every visit left me feeling strangely connected to the city. But I had never seriously considered moving there. When I woke up, I couldn't explain it, but something inside me felt different. For the first time in months, I didn't wake up with anxiety. Instead, I woke up with a quiet feeling that my life wasn't over. That evening, my partner came home. He sat down across from me. I could immediately tell the conversation wasn't going to be easy. After a long silence, he finally spoke. We have to close the business. Even though I had expected those words, hearing them out loud was heartbreaking. Years of hard work, dreams, sacrifices, everything had came to this moment. We sat quietly for a long time. Inside my mind, the dream kept returning. I wanted to tell him, what if we moved to Dubai? But it sounded ridiculous. How could we even think about moving to another country when we were struggling financially? So I said nothing. A few days later, something happened that neither of us expected. My sister in law, who lived in Dubai, called unexpectedly. She mentioned that there was an opening at her company and asked whether my partner would be interested. The moment I heard those words, I felt chills. The dream, the feeling I had been waking, now this unexpected phone call. For the first time, I told my partner everything. I described the dream in detail. I explained how strongly I had felt that Dubai somehow represented a new beginning. He listened carefully. He didn't dismiss me. He simply said, I will think about it. From the day onward, I made a decision. Instead of spending every day feeding my fears, I would spend that time healing them. That's when Ho'oponopono became part of my daily life. Every morning, before breakfast, before looking at my phone, I sat quietly. I repeated, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Sometimes I repeated the phrases while imagining my fears dissolving. Sometimes I repeated them while thinking about my financial worries. Sometimes I repeated them without thinking about anything at all. Whenever panic appeared, I returned to the prayer. Whenever doubt appeared, I returned to the prayer. Whenever I imagined failure, I returned to the prayer. At the same time, I began visualizing a completely different future. Every day, I watched videos of Dubai, the streets, the buildings, the beaches, the parks. I imagined walking there with my family. I imagined us laughing again. Not because I believed visualization alone would change my life, but because I desperately needed hope. Months passed. Nothing dramatic happened overnight. There were still difficult days. There were moments when I questioned everything. But one thing that definitely changed my mind, I wasn't living in panic anymore. I had started trusting that somehow my life would guide us. Then everything began moving very quickly. In October, my sister in law called again. This time, the opportunity became real. A ticket was booked. The visa process moved ahead smoothly. Within days, my partner boarded a flight to Dubai. Watching him leave filled me with mixed emotions: hope, fear, excitement, and uncertainty. I stayed behind in India with our daughter. There was still no guarantee. Finding work in Dubai is extremely competitive. Many talented people search for months. So, although we had taken a huge step, nothing was certain yet. I continued practicing Ho'oponopono every single day, not because I wanted to force an outcome, but because I refused to return to the emotional state that had almost broken me. About 10 days after arriving, my partner called. He had found a job. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. After everything we had been through, after losing the business, after months of uncertainty, he had received employment far sooner than we had expected. I cried, not because every problem had disappeared, but because hope had finally become reality. Financially, everything slowly started improving. For the first time in a long time, we weren't constantly wondering how we would survive the next month. There was stability, there was income, there was possibility. I still remained in India for several more months while my partner settled into his new career. Those months weren't easy. I missed him terribly. There were times I questioned whether I would ever be able to join him. Whenever loneliness appeared, I practiced. Whenever fear returned, I practiced. Eventually, the phone call came. My visa had been arranged. My ticket had been booked. I was finally joining him. During the flight, I was quietly repeating the Ho'oponopono prayer. This time, I wasn't asking for anything. I was simply grateful. When the plane landed and we drove through the city, I looked outside the window. The skyline was exactly like the one I had seen in my dreams. At that moment, tears filled my eyes. Not because Ho'oponopono had magically handed us a perfect life, but because I finally understood something that changed me forever. The biggest miracle wasn't getting the job, it wasn't moving countries, it wasn't even the financial relief. The greatest miracle was becoming someone who no longer allowed fear to make every decision. Looking back today, I realize that losing the business felt like the end of our story. Instead, it became the beginning of a completely different career, a new source of income, and a life we had never imagined possible. I still don't claim to know exactly how everything unfolded the way it did. What I do know is this: when I stopped giving all my energy to fear, I finally had enough energy to recognize opportunity. And that single shift changed both my career and our financial future forever. So, this is a story where the woman saw visions that she's in Dubai seeing the skyline and enjoying the view. And then she used Ho'oponopono to heal her internal emotions, to heal her internal beliefs. So, when the opportunity arrived, they were able to grab it, and eventually that dream became their reality. One of the things that I really liked about this woman is that she didn't stop doing Ho'oponopono healing. She continued it, and that is very important because negative emotions, limiting beliefs, low frequency will automatically come to you. But if you keep practicing Ho'oponopono healing, you will stay at a higher level, at a higher energy, at a higher frequency, due to which you will attract more and more opportunities, and you will be able to qualify for those opportunities and will be able to sustain it for a long time. If you want to heal your negative emotions, or if you want to vibrate at a higher frequency so that more and more opportunities come your way and you achieve your goals fast, you can join my free live healing session to heal all those negative emotions, negative beliefs, and vibrate at a higher level of frequency. Because when you vibrate at a higher level of frequency by healing yourself with Ho'oponopono, you will attract higher level of opportunities. So the link to join the free live healing session is in the description of this video. Before ending the video, I would like to advise you should watch at least 1 to 2 success story videos of this series every day so that your belief on Ho'oponopono increases. And as your belief increases, Ho'oponopono becomes more effective to you because subconsciously your mind will start believing that whatever this thing is, whatever those 4 phrases are, it works. So that is it for this video. Link to join the free live healing session is in the description.